ProjectOne Requirements comes with a unique feature called roadmapping for a more agile way of planning. Typically, in the list view, you can categorize requirements into components, but you can also set timelines on when you plan on doing these commitments through roadmapping. In order to use the roadmap feature, you have to start by creating a roadmap folder type. Then you can either put in a date range for the planned start or the planned end date, or you can specify the months to be included in the roadmap. Once the roadmap folder has been created, simply place it anywhere within your component folder tree by right-clicking and inserting the roadmap months. Since requirements may take a few days or even longer to complete, we simply designate a time frame in which we would like to do them by dragging and dropping the requirements into a month within the roadmap. In this case, I'm going to commit these 3 requirements into the month of September. By clicking on any of the months within the roadmap, I can see a commitment for when we decide to do these requirements. The original location of where the requirements are sitting within the component folder tree is also not lost. We're simply adding a time frame to these requirements. There are 2 additional methods in assigning requirements to a roadmap. The first of which is adding the roadmap months as a field into your list view. Once you do so, you can click on the column to change the roadmap. The last method is simply checking off multiple requirements and using the right menu to assign to a roadmap. Back inside the roadmap folders, we now have a filter on the top to see the work or the requirements that have been assigned at a smaller scale. We can view each week within the month. In order to do so, we must utilize the priority order field. The priority order field is coded in such a way that requirements with a priority order of 0 through 9 is not assigned to any week. And 10 to 19 would be the first week, 20 to 29 would be the second week, and so on and so forth. Once the priority order has been set, we can now use this filter to see the work or the requirements that have been committed within the weeks in the month of September. If I navigate to the first week, because the priority order is 10, we should see only 1 requirement there. Similarly, because priority order 20 has been set for another requirement, we should be able to see that requirement for the second week. Lastly, we can go to our filters and group by the weekly committed work, which is the priority order. By doing so, we get a grouping of the weeks and we're able to see everything we have committed in the month of September based on the grouping of the weeks. Lastly, roadmaps can be used elsewhere, such as the backlog in the development module. Inside the backlog, we can also rearrange the requirements and their implementation tasks into different months within the roadmap simply by dragging and dropping them into the specified months. By doing so, we can clearly get committed features in the month of September and assign it into a sprint by dragging and dropping the cards to the left side. Roadmap folders are also included in the planning module. The planning module features a timeline of all work items from requirements to testing for any given project. When I navigate to my requirements module, I can expand it to see all the requirements for any given module. However, this does not make much sense because the planning serves as an overview of a timeline for the entire project. In this case, we simply click on the roadmaps to see the requirements and their roadmaps instead. This concludes the road mapping feature in Project One. Hopefully this feature can assist you in better agile planning in the future. Thanks for watching.